Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Diamond Consultant Taurea Avant. I want to welcome everybody to this live training. We are doing a Google Hangout as well as a conference call for those individuals who were not able to view this training. Now, just a word to the wise for everybody that's listening in on the call, you are able to actually watch this training from your phone as well. So if you're on the phone and you have a smartphone, you can actually
Hey, what's
out.
going on, everybody? This is
hold on, I forgot I have it on the another channel.
Consultant Taurea Avant. I want to welcome everybody.
Anyways, I definitely want to congratulate everybody for being able to be on this call. Everybody that's part of the team training, I'm excited about all the great things taking place. And so we're going to go ahead and get this thing started for everybody that's on. I want to show you real quick because I know some people are going to have some questions over the info that we're going to discuss. So I want to show you guys real quick, if you're watching, how you can actually shoot a question to me. Okay, you can send a question. Also, if you want to send questions via email to ogpays@gmail.com, you can do so. So if you're looking at the training, you're looking at a screen that looks like this, okay? And so this is kind of a delay if you're looking online. But if you want, you can actually click on this link right here, and it'll allow you to actually ask a question. So it's going to open up into a new screen, and you'll see it'll look like this. It'll pop up, and on the left, you'll be able to ask a question down here on the side. Anyways, so I think it's because I'm logged in, so it's not going to look right, but on the right, it'll actually allow you to ask any questions that you have. So just keep that in mind, guys. For those individuals who do want to ask questions, you can do so just by going to there. So anyways, I am definitely going to get started. We have so many great things that are taking place, from brand new announcements with the team. And I really want to get everybody started on the right path to really finishing this year off extremely strong, going into the new year. And so what we're going to be discussing on today's training, we're going to be talking about goal setting. Make sure, guys, you're taking notes as well. One thing, guys, that I've done since being in the business is it never fails. Whatever kind of training we're doing, I'm always taking notes, even if it's training that I've already trained on or been trained on, or even if it's training that I've trained specifically on and another leader's training on it, I still take notes. I believe that I heard Mr. Mallory say it himself, and I'm sure we've heard this several times. But it was just something he said on hosting a call, that a short pencil is so much more valuable than a long mind, or something like that. But I don't know the colloquialisms. But you want to always take notes, guys. We're going to be talking about the structure for Sapphire, how to expose, okay, and using our tracking documents. We're going to be talking about calendar training. How to go superstar, how to become a superstar, okay, as well as major events coming, and then the Superstar Sapphire trip that was announced on our call this morning, or on our Star Achiever call this morning. Okay, so goal setting. Goal setting, it's important to know why before you know how. A lot of times, guys, we want to know how is something going to happen for me? How is this going to work? Or, what do I need to do? What are the specific steps to go to the next level? And guys, I think it's very important that we first understand it's not how you do it, it's why you do it. If you don't know why you want to do something, if you haven't set those goals, it's very difficult when the challenges come for you to keep pushing forward. And guys, I know this without a doubt, that you got to know what it is that you want out of this business. And you can't be afraid to know what it is that you want. Far too often, there will be times where I might be talking to someone that's new, and I say, what kind of income you want to make? They say, well, I don't know, whatever I can make. And I can guarantee you that person that never identifies the money they want to make, the chances of them being in Organo Gold 90 days from now are pretty slim. I would say 99% chance that they will not be in the business 90 days from now, because they haven't identified what they want. And so any little thing, any little challenge will be good enough for them to make a decision to quit. It hasn't become something that's ingrained in their heart and their soul. It hasn't become, they have not become a part of the company. They just got started, you know. And so it's so important, guys, that we go over our goals. And one of the things that you can actually do, I'm not going to go over that in detail today. I'm going to actually show you guys where you can go to look at the goal setting, because there is a video that I made available on goal setting right here on the training. Okay, so hold on, I'm trying to go here. So right here on the training, if you click on this link right here, it'll open up and it'll take you to a video that we did talking about goal setting. And so it's a pretty good video. We had a lot of people already watched it. Over 600 people have watched it, or 600 views almost. But it goes into detail what goal setting, how you want to do goal setting, why goal setting is so important. Now, typically when I'm getting someone started, the 3 goals that I generally go over with a new distributor, number 1 is I want to know when do they want to go Sapphire, and so that's the first goal. The second goal is knowing when are they going to when are they going to actually. The second goal is knowing first Sapphire. Second is when are they going to, what is their income goal within their first 90 days? So 90 days from now, how much money do you want to be making per month? And this is important because you need to understand what is the person's expectation. I've had people where they'll probably say, you know, maybe their income goal is $500 to make per month, or maybe it's, you know, per month, or maybe they want to make $500 a week. Okay. There's a big difference in the activity if somebody wants to make $500 a month versus somebody that wants to make $500 every week. That's $2,000 a month. Now, also it's important to know, because so that they can understand if their expectations are realistic. And a lot of times, you know, we'll assume that a person's goal is the same as ours. But if somebody only wants to make 500 and you let them know that is definitely obtainable, this is what you need to do. And then maybe say their goal is to go Sapphire within their first month. Well, if their goal is to make $500 in their first 90 days, you know, per month, that's the goal, the income goal. But they said, I want to go Sapphire in November. Well, if they're brand new, we know that they'll actually make more than $500, okay? So we want to align their goals up based on the activity required as well as what makes sense. And so it's important that you know these things. So, you know, what's their Sapphire goal, when they want to go Sapphire, how much money they want to make within their first 90 days, how much money do they want to be earning on a monthly basis, shall we say, and then also 10 customers. When are you going to get your 10 customers? Now, why do we talk about 10 customers? Because that's a part of the system, getting your 10 repeatable customers on a monthly basis. And then once you've identified what those person's goals, following the 6 steps to setting goals, of course, what Mr. MNETA talked about. Guys, you know, all the stuff that we go over as leaders is all the stuff that we all go over as leaders. And so I want you to know that's what I love about this company. It is always one team, one dream. We are always talking about the same information. You're not going to hear another leader going over different things. And so the 6 steps to setting goals is something that, you know, was passed down from Mr. MNETA. And of course, as you heard, he learned it from Mr. Zig Ziglar, an industry legend. And so you want to go in specific. Guys, don't play with goal setting, okay? Don't not do it. Okay, I just want you to understand. And one of the things when I'm sitting down with a new distributor, I will go over the 6 steps to setting goals. I'll go over it. Now it's up to them to do it. Okay, now if they don't do it, let me tell you something. The reason why I also go over this information, and once I go over it with a new distributor, if they decide to give me the information, that is of course up to them. Okay, going over their goals, that is up to them. But it is my job as the leader to at least make sure they understand, you know, what it is they need to do. All right. So if they don't do it, what it's done is it's identified for me quickly who I'm working with. So everything that I do is always a test to really be able to push forward to see if this is somebody that's going to really go to the next level. A lot of times, guys, in this business, what we end up finding ourselves doing is working and spending time with the wrong individuals. And we don't want to get caught up working with the wrong individuals. We want to make sure that we're using our valuable time that we can never get back, working with those individuals who are really pushing and moving forward towards their goals. And so I need to know what the goals are. I need to know that they've done the goal setting. And if they've not, then we want to make sure that before even moving forward with that person, that's something that they do. To me, it's very important. Now, this may be different for other leaders, of course, but for me, I need to know that they've identified why they're in this business, because I need to know that they're not going to quit when the challenges do come. And that's actually one of the parts of the 6 steps to setting goals. And a lot of times, guys, I tell you, people don't understand the value of it. So it is your responsibility as a leader to make sure they understand why this is so important, to write down their goals. So goal setting is vital. To me, there's no getting around it. You got to do it. You don't have to be the one to always check up, though. I'm not going to check up with a leader. Hey, did you do your goals? If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. But I can guarantee those that do it, they stick around much longer than those who don't. Okay. So goal setting is vital. You want to go over those 6 steps. So the 3, again, that I like to go over when someone gets started. Number 1 is I want to know, when do you want to go Sapphire? And then you go through 6 steps for each one of these goals. So you put a date on it. You identify the challenges. You identify who you're working with. You identify the game plan. You might not know the game plan. Okay, when you're writing down your 6 goals for Sapphire, whose job is that? Well, if you really want to know what's the game plan, I want to go Sapphire this month, then that's your job. Then you want to call your coach, get with your coach. Hey, coach, I need to know what it is that I need to do, because one of my goals is Sapphire and I don't know what the game plan is. Okay, so that's not your coach. Your coach is not going to call you up and say, hey, we need to go over this. I want you to be the one to say, you know what? Hey, can you show me how to get this done? Show me what the game plan is if you don't know. A great thing about this training is we are going to go over the game plan for Sapphire Consultant on this particular training. Okay, so game plan. Then you want to know, what are the obstacles? I think I might have said that already. You want to know also with them, what's in it for me? What are you going to do for yourself for each one of these specific goals? Now, they may range. And it's also important to understand realistically if the person even knows what it means, to go hit a pin. Sapphire Consultant, generally as a Sapphire Consultant, when you go Sapphire, good paid Sapphire, on average, you're going to make a decent amount, right? A decent amount. You make anywhere between $1,000 to possibly even up to $3,000, just depending upon if where you're hitting. You can even make a little bit more than that. But on average, for that month, you'll probably make, at least just on the dual team, about 20% of that volume. So remember, that's anywhere between $1,000 and up, right? So $1,000. You'll make that. You want to take 10% of what you make, and you want to put that towards your WIFM, right? You don't want to take the whole amount, the whole $1,000, and spend it on yourself. So you may take 10%, and you treat yourself to something for you, something that you like, something that you desire, something that you want. So that is important as well, because then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the World Wide Web, and you're going to print out pictures of your WIFM. You're going to print out pictures of Cancun, Mexico, okay? You're going to print out pictures of Sapphires. You're going to print out those pictures and put those in front of you all the time. You're going to have it in your car. You're going to have it in your journal. You're going to have it on your wall. You're going to have it on your mirror. You're going to place those WIFMs every single where. Now, we know Sapphire Consult, the WIFM, you qualify Sapphire 2 months in a row and become a superstar. Guess what? You're going to Cancun, Mexico, and of course, this is for our team only. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's in March of 2015. And I'm just saying that because I know this video will probably stay online for a while, and it might be past that time. So I just want you guys to know March of 2015. But you got to qualify this particular month, November, December, January, November, December, or January to actually attend that. Okay. So anyways, goal setting. So importante, right? Now let me share the screen so we can get back to the training. 1 second. Awesome. Okay. So goal setting. It's very, very important. You must know why. Now, Sapphire, what is the structure to go Sapphire? Generally, you need to go 12 wide. You need to go 12 wide this month, okay? 12 wide with people that fit this criteria. This is very important, guys. When you're out there, you know, looking for your next superstar or whoever you're calling, you want to identify if this person has 3 out of 5 of these characteristics. 25 and older, married, children, own a home, and over $40,000+ per year. When you identify individuals that you brought into your business, I want you to look at all the different criteria and ask yourself, do they have at least 3 to 5? And generally, you'll find people that have 3 out of 5 of these will have the level of influence. They'll have the self-starter in them. They'll have the coachability and trainability aspects of them. And guys, they'll have generally the money to get started. And so we want to make sure that we're looking and we're talking to the right people. We're exposing the right people. Guys, I know people that will, you know, they're great at exposing. I know people that are great at recruiting. But guys, what you want to do is identify, do these people fit 3 out of 5 of these criteria? Because that's what you want to be looking for on your road to Sapphire, going 12 wide. Now, generally, and this is just a number, this might not be, you know, exact for everybody. Everybody ranges differently, but on average, it's going to take about 120 exposures. 120 exposures. My personal goal would be to have this done by the 20th, to have 120 people exposed to the opportunity, not to just coffee, but to the opportunity by the 20th of the month. How are we going to do that? Well, we have a tracking document that is now available on our Facebook group page. Okay, this is available for any and everybody. You don't just have to be a part of our team to get it. You can, you know, I didn't make it a private group and it's not specific, but if you go here and you join, you can go to Facebook, you go to groups, and then you put OG recognition, right? Or you can actually just do like this. If you go to Facebook, you're going to type it in right here. You can type OG recognitions and it'll pull up the group. Hold on. OG family recognition right here. It'll pull up the group. It is a closed group, so you have to request to join and you'll be added. And then you click right here on the files tab. When you click on the files tab, you'll see tracking document. Okay, and I just updated it today. So when you open this tracking document, it'll show you some really good information. So as you can see right here, this is a tracking document with an example. Your goal is to be able to fill this out, right? Every single day, you want to have 2 to 5 new people that you're putting on this tracking document. And this is the order of really how you want to expose people, okay? So if you sample someone on today, then you want to follow up with them, and your goal is to ask them 3 questions. Now, they may become a customer. You sample them, you put notes right here. Then if they became a customer, you can just write right here, they became a customer this day, okay? Because remember, one of 3 different things we want somebody to become is either a customer, a referrer, or a business partner. Everybody is not going to become a business partner. Generally, if I've sampled 5 people, 1 out of 5 is the goal to really be able to expose to the opportunity. So to get 120 exposures, 1 out of 5 of everyone that I sample, okay, I want to have a goal of getting them on the opportunity call. So in order to get 120 exposures, if I'm doing 5 people, that means literally we're talking about what is that? Y'all know for every 5, somebody throw me the calculator. So we're gonna do 5, right? For every 5 we know, we get 1. So that means that's 5 times. That's like 600 people, right? So that's I think that's the number. Hold on, right? 600 divided by 5. Yeah, so that's 600 samples of coffee or people that you've exposed. So that's a lot of work. So that means that we want to make sure that we're also exposing our warm market. We want to make sure that we're asking for referrals. We want to make sure that we're duplicating these efforts within our organization and showing them, because that also counts for you as well, right? Showing them how to get out there and expose. But the goal is to go 120 exposures, and we start off with getting them on the conference call. Guys, the conference call is the first way of exposing someone to the opportunity. It's the way that I do it all the time. A lot of people ask me, they say, Taurea, well, how, what do you recommend? What's most effective? It's not necessarily about what's most effective. My question is, what's the easiest? What's the one thing that I know that any and everybody can do? And guys, that's getting them on a conference call. And how do I know that? Is because generally 9 times out of 10, I'm calling them. They're on the phone with me. So I know I can get them on a conference call. I know I can get them on a coffee break call. I know I can do this. And I might even improvise or change this a little bit more and add a couple of more columns, because there's a couple of things you can add in with this. But this is just giving you an idea of how you want to do it in order. So generally, I'm going to put somebody on the conference call first. My goal, though, is to get this person through this list, okay, within 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days, they've been exposed to at least 3 of these different things. Well, really 5. My goal is to get them to 5 different things within 3 to 5 days. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just giving an example. So I added the person on November the 1st, Taurea Avant, sampled them on the 1st, called them the next day. So that means I call them tomorrow. That's Sunday. Hey, how did you like the coffee? Great. How did it make you feel? Great. There's 3 ways to get the product: retail, wholesale, or free. Which works best for you? Okay, retail, wholesale, or free. Well, I want it, for free. Awesome. Well, look, let me ask you a question. Knowing what you know today, if you had a chance to invest in Starbucks, would you have done so? They say yes. Great. I'm putting them on the conference call tomorrow. And as you know, we have a team call, right? We have a team call that we do at 8 o'clock every Sunday. So you can put them on the call, right? And you can get them plugged in. So now they're on a conference call. Guess what? My goal is really when I put somebody on a call, okay, my goal is to do a 3-way immediately. Okay, I want to get the 3-way done as soon as I possibly can. And depending upon who the leadership is how you want to learn how they like to set up 3-way calls. Me, if you do 3-way calls with me, I like to follow what the cash cow says. And on the cash cow, Mr. Bug says, always get 2 times from your upline of when they're, from your prospect, so that you can check with your upline to see when they're free. 2 times is not 8 and 8:15. That to me, that's the same time. So, if the call is at 8 o'clock, you call them to make sure they got on the call first before you schedule the 3-way. Okay, because what'll happen is a lot of times, and I'm going to give you guys numbers. Okay, I'm going to give you some numbers. A lot of times is if once you get somebody on the call, maybe they didn't want to do it, they don't like it, they don't answer the phone, but you've already scheduled a 3-way. You don't want to be the one to keep on canceling 3-ways because we didn't properly set them up. So you always schedule a 3-way after you have verified they got on the call. So the call is at 8 o'clock tomorrow. 8:30, I'm calling them. Hey, what did you like about what you heard? That's the first question. I'm not asking, did they get on the call? Okay. There's a reason why I don't generally ask, did they get on the call? Let me turn my screen on. Okay. The reason why I don't generally ask if they got on the call is because I'm so confident in how I introduced them to the call that they got on. It does something to the psyche. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I never say, hey, did you get on the call? No, my question is, hey, John, what did you like about what you heard? See, I'm already knowing. Why? Because I know you like something, right? That's the first. John, what did you like about what you heard, right? So he says whatever he like. Great. Look, this is what I want to do, okay? I want to connect you with my executive business partner. I want to connect you with my mentor. I want to connect you with my coach. And remember, I talk about mentorship. I said, don't call somebody your mentor if they're not your mentor. That's a whole nother call or training, right? Be very careful in how you identify the person, because depending upon who this person is, they're looking at you based on what you say that person is for you. So it just might be your executive business partner, right? Or my business partner. Let me introduce you to them. This is who they are. And you go through edifying who they are, right? They told me, look, once I get somebody like you, to get them on the phone, what are 2 times that you're free tonight? And depending upon what time of the month it is, guys, I've done 3-way calls up to 12 a.m., right? It really just depends. With me personally, I'll do a 3-way call with someone that I know that's consistent any time of the day. If you're not consistent, and you want to do a three-way call, but you haven't done a three-way call for weeks, you haven't been in communication for weeks, I am not as likely to do a three-way call any time of the day. I'm just letting you guys know, okay? Because to me, it's not fair to the leader, and this is just how I feel. I would never do that to my leader because it's not fair for them to take up time to do a three-way. And I know me personally, I'm not consistent with what I'm doing. And so that means generally most cases, even if I do that three-way call, this is just how I think. Even if I do that three-way call with my leadership, but I haven't been consistent with doing the other stuff, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably, even if I recruit them, they're going to learn my bad habits. So they're not going to stay, they're not going to follow the instructions as well. They're going to fall out of, staying coachable. Again, that's just different training. But guys, what you want to do is learn to stay coachable. And then how do you stay coachable? How do you stay in communication? That's an internal thing. Nobody can say anything to really create that level of making a decision to do what it is that you say you're going to do other than yourself. That's something that you deep down within, you've got to figure it out for yourself. I used to try to figure out, what could I say? What could I do? How could I say it? Am I saying it the wrong way? Or what can I do so that someone stays in communication? What do I do so that someone will just understand the importance of why you want to do this way or that way? There's nothing you can do as a leader. That person has to make the decision within that their goals and dreams are bigger than their challenges and their fears, and they just have to do it. So you got to make sure, guys, that you understand that. And even as a leader, if you're trying to figure out why somebody else is not doing, that's not your responsibility to motivate, to pull someone to success. Your responsibility is to do your part, okay? And your part is what you're doing right now, being on a training. Your part is making sure that your team is up to date on information. Your part is, giving them the game plan, laying out what they need to do. And now they've got to be able to be internally motivated to go and get it done, okay? So I don't even know, where were we at? Let me just get back to where we were at. Okay, yeah, so this document, right? Okay, so now I've gotten them, I've set up the three-way call. Hopefully we can do it that night. If not, we'll schedule it as soon as we can, maybe first thing in the morning, right? I don't like to let hours and hours go by. When somebody's gotten on a conference call, I really like to get them on a three-way call as soon as possible, okay? So let me show you the screen again. Yeah, my goal is to get them on a three-way call as soon as possible because I don't want them to go back into the world. And I'm telling you guys, the longer you take to get somebody to the next exposure, the worse off, because what happens is they start having the challenges. Life starts happening with them. They're not in this circle of leadership, this circle of motivation and stuff like that, this circle of excitement that we are in. So what happens is, guys, we've got to remember that. And so my goal is once they get on the conference call, I'm trying to do that three-way call as soon as possible. Now, we also have the on-demand call. So I don't have to wait all the way to 8 o'clock to get them on a call. I can actually get them on an on-demand call 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 p.m., right? Get them on the on-demand call at 1 p.m. and then do a three-way call. And then I could bam them again to a conference call, put them back on another conference call later on that night. And I could put I could put the date right here. Again, like November the 2nd, did the three-way call November the 2nd, and I put them on another call November the 2nd, right? So I'm constantly, and some of the leaders that are on this line that are brand new to the business, you may have noticed I have put you on more than one opportunity call. Why? Because I want you to stay engaged. Just because somebody's listened to one call doesn't mean you don't put them on another one. I don't care. I'm going to keep on putting them on conference calls because there's different leaders. When you start learning the information more, the information changes. You start understanding the call differently. It sounds differently. You hear something you didn't hear before. It is so valuable to continue to keep that person engaged. So now Sunday, put them on a three-way call, got them plugged in. They're still not started yet. I haven't collected the decision. They hadn't gotten ready, or the decision may not be yet, have made a decision. So guess what? I'm going to put them on something else. So let's see, the next day, I don't want to inundate them with too much information all in one day. So the next day, guess what? I'm going to put them on OG show. Then I'm going to follow back up with them, right? And then maybe I'll have my accountability partner. I have an accountability partner, somebody that, I work with, or somebody in my group, Sometimes I'll do three-way calls with leaders within my group. You know, leaders that I know that are doing the work. I don't like to do three-way calls with somebody where they're kind of inconsistent. I'm gonna do a three-way call with somebody that I know that's actually out there that's going to really edify what's taking place within the system. So generally, if I call a leader and I want to get them on the call, there's a specific reason. I'll do that. I did that with Ms. Desiree Jabbar the other day. Had her do a lifeline call with some new distributors because I really wanted them to understand. There was something in specific that I was talking to them about, and I knew, you know, that Mrs. Jabbar definitely had some expertise in that. So I brought her on the call to do that call. So then guess what? I've got on my calendar a CJM, right? Or an event taking place. Let me see. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So normally on Tuesday in Atlanta, we have a meeting. So by this time, I probably have put them on, to the meeting, but let's just pretend this is another day so I could invite them to a CJM, and then maybe the next day there's a meeting but I'm continually putting them through the system every single day. I'm putting them on something new. I'm not giving them 5 different sites. Okay, 5 different websites or 5 different calls or, you know, all in one day. I'm giving them at least one thing a day to just keep them engaged into what's going on. And this is vital. This is so important. And generally what you'll see, and if you start filling this out with people that fit the criteria, remember, they must fit the criteria. You start filling this out, you're going to notice that the people that get to anywhere between 3 to 5 exposures, they get started. To prove it, guys, we were doing a training here at my home in Atlanta, and, you know, definitely want to shout out Miss Kiera, Delrish, as well as Sonia and Monica. We had an amazing time doing a calling party, which we'll talk more about that as well. We sold in 30 minutes, we sold 34 boxes of coffee. That is incredible. It's over $1,000+ in sales in just 30 minutes. We were able to do. But the point of it is we were looking through Monica's tracking document, and what she did was with that paper that you guys see that you have available on the Facebook page, we just took it to Kinko's, we had it printed out, and they can make a little book. You just get a certain number of pages, and you can make a book, and on it, it's 11 spaces. Okay, it's 11 spaces, and so your goal, you want to get those filled out to where you have 120 people that have gotten to that conference call exposure. Just giving somebody coffee, that doesn't count as exposing them to the business. So getting 120 people, okay? So when we were looking at her tracking document, the people that had 3 to 5 exposures were the people that got started in her business. And these were people that she had just met, but I'm telling you, the numbers never lie. And then what we were noticing, we noticed as well on the document, there was a lot of situations where it was a lot of people that were getting on the conference call, had all these people that had gotten on a call. And what we did was we identified it's a great opportunity for me to be able to help with coaching, because now I can figure out, well, why is it that we're getting so many people on the call, but none of them are answering the phone? Then what I do, 9 times out of 10, it's because of how we got them on the call, okay? And so we can go back and figure out, well, what are you doing when you're inviting them to the call? See, it's a great way to help coach. Maybe somebody's getting all the way to a certain point, and, you know, 3 exposures, and they're not getting started. Well, generally what's happening there is we probably aren't collecting the decision, and it's not closing. It's by the time someone gets to a certain number of exposures, by that time, guys, guess what? It's time to get them started. So if somebody has seen the plan and they've gotten to 3 to 5 exposures, then generally what I'm saying now is I'm saying, look, when are we getting started? Okay, and you're not gonna keep on, you know, just, you know, calling, asking questions, all this stuff. It's time to get started, right? And so that's when you just collect it. You see that they've gotten to 5 exposures. Hey, John, you know, I noticed that you had a chance. You've been on the call. You've been to a mixer. You went to the meeting. What's keeping you from getting started? I know you're ready I know you want to do the business, because you wouldn't keep coming to all these events. You've got to be able to ask those questions. Okay, what's keeping you from getting started? And a lot of the cases of why somebody doesn't get started, it could be fear, but generally most cases is because they don't have the money. And so now you can sit down, you can invite them to a calling party, you can show them how to raise the money. You can personally sit down with them and use the pre-selling coffee script, which is this right here. And guess what? It's on the website. You can use this script. It's on the Facebook page, your Facebook group page. You can use the script and pre-sell the coffee. And guys, this is what I would recommend. Collect the credit card information. Stop being afraid to ask for the card number, okay? Ask for the card number, or if these are people that you personally know, you can go and pick up the money from them directly. We had a gentleman last night. We made him come drop off the money to the house. Sold 5 boxes of coffee. And how did I sell 5? Because I knew he had the money to buy 5. I just made up, hey, can you get 5 boxes of coffee from me? Guys, imagine if you did that. I mean, literally within 30 minutes, I sold to 2 customers, and I sold enough for a bronze pack to 2 people. I just called 2 people and I sold enough to purchase a bronze pack. So anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible in this business. You just got to be willing to make those decisions to do what you got to do. All right. So let's go ahead and get back to sharing our screen. All right, guys. Hopefully you got your team on this training. I hope you do. For those individuals who are not at the the Fast Start training in Florida, or the Super Saturday in New York, or wherever all over the United States, I really hope that you made sure your team, it is not the responsibility of your leadership to make sure that your team is on the training. It's your responsibility, because they don't know, right? Now, talking about our calendar. Guys, your calendar is your calculator. Okay, your calendar is your calculator. You want to carry your calendar with you always. Never leave home without your calendar. Your calendar is designed so that you can schedule your available days to do your coffee jazz mixers or your coffee parties. And then the goal is, at every event that you do, every event you go to, you always want to be booking a meeting from a meeting. Guys, learn to become a professional at this. Learn how to really be able to create that opportunity to book a meeting from a meeting. Every event that you do, you want to always be booking something else for the next event, okay? Now, you want to know how to do the calendar training. I'm not going to go over that again, because, again, I made that available, and it is available on the website right here. If you just click right here on this link, there's a link that takes you directly to calendar training, and it shows you how to fill out your calendar, how to get to 4 coffee and jazz mixers per week simply with just 3 people, okay? How to really build your business the right way. Getting busy, guys. If you're doing this full time, you want to be doing multiple exposures per day, and you definitely want to be doing at least 4 to 6 coffee and jazz mixers per week. Now, exposures, guys, when we say exposing 4 times per day, that means getting people on a conference call. That means getting people in front of the information, and then you have a coffee and jazz mixer. Okay, so the calendar is everything, guys. You can't leave home without it. And if you haven't gotten your OG calendar, you go ahead and go to CVS and get you a calendar, and go to OG University and order your calendar. Okay, just use that temporary calendar for now. Hold on, I'm gonna show you, because you can go to oguniversity.com and you can purchase your tools. Your calendar is a tool. Cash Cow is a tool. You want to make sure that you got your flip chart, all these different things, guys. You go right here and you purchase your stuff. So you purchase your calendar, you purchase all the stuff that you need. In fact, if you plan on really building a business, I'd recommend getting you one of these kits right here. Depending on how big you're planning to go, you can get you a training kit, or you can get the go-getter. And look at this, they're 20% off right now, and in them they have a lot of great information. You got your flip charts. You got your flip charts inside. You got, it's going to have your flip charts. It's going to have cash cows. It's going to have your calendars as well, and all that stuff. When you get started, you don't just use the calendars for yourself. You actually use these materials in the kit and sell it to your new distributors when they get started, so they don't have to wait for their stuff to come in the mail. Okay, so anyway, so we've got that rocking and rolling, right? We got our calendars, and we're going to go look at the calendar training as soon as this one is over and book our calendars out. Now, I want you to also learn how to train people how to book their calendars out. Okay, one of the things that sometimes I hesitate at doing is really doing a lot of these trainings, really just kind of, because a lot of times this is really like, not this particular training, but a lot of things that we do, like the 4-step training call. Guys, the 4-step training call wasn't designed so that you don't teach your leader or teach your brand new distributor the 4 steps. It's a reassurance call. And so a lot of times, guys, I don't even put a lot of people on the call until I've already gone over the 4 steps with them. Okay, so in detail, I'm sitting down with them and I'm going over. That's really designed for the person who doesn't see themselves becoming a top leader. But if you see yourself becoming a leader, this is information you need to know. A lot of times, even leaders, I know sometimes some of our leaders, they'll text me, hey, how do I do this? And they've been in the business for a few years. How do I host a call? You know how to host a call, okay? You have to learn that, you know what? I'm going to get this done myself. I'm going to learn how to do some of these things myself, because that's what you want to do as a leader. And so as a leader, one of these things is you learn the information, but learn it so that you can also teach it. And so, for example, if you're new, right, you learn how to do the calendar, but that doesn't mean, hey, when I get my new person in, I'm just going to send them to the calendar training. No, what I want you to do as well is you can go over the information, and then for reassurance, you send them to the calendar training. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So we want to make sure that's what we're doing. We're creating leaders. We're becoming leaders. So we're learning the information, show, shadow, and duplicate. Okay, show, shadow, duplicate. Well, right, and so we want to know how to do that. Okay, all right. So let's keep it moving. How do you become a superstar? Okay. Question. How do you become a superstar? Because as we know, that's one of the requirements, right? That's one of the requirements to actually be qualified to go to Cancun. Okay. How do you become a superstar? Well, first of all, as a superstar, your personal volume is 450 PV. What is that? Well, it's 30 boxes of coffee. You can purchase the pre-designed case of black and latte. You can choose, customize, whatever you want. You can get some of the other different cases, but it will show 450 PV. Okay, the purpose of this is not so that you're buying 30 boxes of coffee and stacking them up. Okay, I want you guys to know, being a superstar is not just to purchase a whole lot of coffee and have a beautiful display of how much coffee you actually have. No, it's designed, guys, to create the energy, or to have the availability to have the energy to build the business the right way. If you are if you're a star achiever, that means that you have now enough boxes, 2 to 3, for personal consumption. Okay, well, Taurea, I don't drink coffee. Okay, no problem. That 2 to 3 boxes really you don't have available if you're building the business the right way. You don't even really have enough coffee. Okay, I just want you to understand. But if you are a consumer of coffee or tea, guys, let me tell you something. To be OG means you don't drink anybody else's coffee or tea. You are in the coffee and tea business. I'm going diamond, but I don't want to drink my product. Guys, I can tell you this, it's not happening. We've got the healthiest product, healthiest coffee, healthiest tea in the world. We want to be consumers of our products, okay? You need to have enough coffee for your coffee jazz mixers and your coffee tastings, right? So if you're doing coffee jazz mixers, you need to have product to sample to your guests. You need to have product for your tasting. So you need to have at least 2 to 4 boxes per month, and depends on how big, because if you have a big coffee and jazz mixer, you got to be able to give a sample to every single one of them so that they can drink the product. Tastings, we actually use a little bit more coffee, right, at a tasting, because we're sampling the black, we're sampling the latte, the tea, and then we're making a specialty blend, right? Then you need to have at minimum, just minimum, at least 4 boxes of the black and latte for sampling. Okay. Now, when I first get started, guys, I recommend you only want to sample the black and latte. Don't get fancy sampling, you know, the premiums and the teas and the supremes. I want you to get adjusted to at least sampling the black and latte, because guess what? Most people drink their coffee with cream and sugar, or they might just drink it black, right? Or with cream, or they might just drink it with sugar. And if they just drink it black with cream, then you give them a black cup of coffee. Or if they drink it cream and sugar, you give them a latte. But guys, you know what? Until we get into profit zone, we want to stick to sampling the black and latte, right? Next, you want to have enough coffee to supply at wholesale. Well, what do we mean as supply? When someone gets started, you're supposed to sell them a box of black and a box of latte. Had a young lady get started, and I needed to get a latte. I left my latte in the trunk, and so I left it at the house. I had left my box. I didn't replenish my box of coffee in my trunk, and I ran out of the latte, and so I needed to get a traded in, and I had a mocha, and she said, well, no, you can just give me the mocha. I said, no, you can buy a mocha from me, but I actually need to get you a black and latte, because that is what the 4-step says. Now, with me, guys, you know, I've gotten to the point where I can just give it to the new distributor, but you want to start off, you sell it at wholesale. I don't care what product pack that came in, you sell a black and you sell a latte at your wholesale cost, which of course we know that's $17 a box, is $34, or you can just do a flat out $30 for your new distributors. And to go Sapphire, we know we got to go 12 wide this month, right? 12 wide. So that means we need to already have 24 boxes of coffee. Look, we're already sold out. We only have now left 6 boxes left to sample, supply at the Coffee Jazz mixers and for our personal consumption. So if you're going 12 wide, you don't have enough product already. And then, of course, you want to have your coffee for sale. You're going to have individuals that you'll meet when you're out and about and sampling your product. They're going to want to buy the coffee. They don't want to wait. They want it now, and you want to have enough. So, guys, we're already showing how a case is not even enough if you're really building your business based upon the goal that you've set, if that is to be qualified to go to Cancun. Okay. Now that's one part of being a superstar. The next part is having 4 people that you personally enrolled that also are star achievers. Okay. 4 people that you've personally, not 4 organizations or 4 legs, like you enroll someone and then they enroll John and John is a star achiever. That doesn't count. The person that you enrolled is a star achiever. Now, because we know that people are getting started this month, let's say you just got started and you enroll someone and they come in on bronze. Well, guess what? We need to help them upgrade before the end of the month so that they can actually upgrade to have more than 450, right? So that means they have at least 450, and now they would count as a star achiever for that particular month. Now, generally, it's based on the reorder, but because we know we've got people getting started and they need to be able to have, hey, so that means we at least need to get 4 people in the deal that are silver packs or above. And the way you do it, if somebody comes in bronze, hey, let's get you upgraded. Edify why silver packs are vital. Edify why, you know, they come in on the bronze. Hey, look, we sell 10 boxes of coffee. We can get you upgraded to the silver. Okay. You don't wait on your leadership to do that. You do that. Hold that responsibility with yourself. You know, do calling parties, whatever you got to do, but get that done. 4 people. Now, ways to increase your sales, calling parties. To me, calling parties are some of the most exciting and effective ways to increase sales. Why? Because generally what happens, and I can't tell you how many times I have seen it happen, where someone will tell me that, you know what, I didn't believe anybody would buy any coffee from me. I came here already knowing it wouldn't work, okay? Or I didn't even believe in the business. I remember one time in Virginia, we had a calling party and the young lady was not in the business. She didn't believe she could do it. She was completely negative. I don't even know, you know, how she got to the, you know, how she was able to really come to the party, because on her whole countenance was, I don't really want to be here. This is not going to work. And so guess what happened? So we started making our calls, right? And of course, she was still sitting there looking like, well, I don't really want to do this. I don't really feel like being here. And so we really started, hey, you know, and one thing that I tell you guys about this business that you must understand, and this is me telling you who we are as leaders. Guys, I don't talk to leaders because you have great results. Okay? I talk to leaders because they're doing the activity. Sometimes I'll have leaders, they try to get me on the phone and they're trying to figure out, why can I get her on the phone? It's not because of the results. It's because of the activity. When is the last 3-way call you did, right? But yet, hey, let's get on the phone and talk to our coach about all the stuff we want to talk about, but we're not doing the activities. Guys, I want you to understand, when you do the activity, the results will come. Well, I don't want to call these people because none of them are going to buy coffee. Guess how many people have told me that? And guess how many people who told me that when they said, you know what, but I'm going to call them anyways. I'm going to call them anyways. I'm going to call them anyways. And they call them, and they, to their surprise, they're selling a box here. They're selling a box there. Guys, my thing is, I wouldn't even care if you sold no boxes, but you still called every last one of the people on your list. What does that do for you? This is what I want you to understand, what that produces for you. It shows you, hey, these people that I'm with, maybe I need to rethink the people that I have in my phone. Let me go out here and find new people. Guys, there's nothing like just getting through that list. Set a goal and reward yourself for calling 10 people today that you have not called. Everybody on this call, there are people in your phone that you haven't called. But why do we do the calling parties? Because it really pushes. So she was sitting there negative, didn't want to call, and we start, hey man, just call one person. So she called one person, and you know what? They didn't answer the phone. But you know what? She still felt good because she made that call. So she called another person, and guess what? They didn't buy coffee. But you know what? She now had dialed her second person, and she got a no. And I told her, I said, man, get excited when somebody tells you no. She's like, well, why? I said, because the more no's you get, that means you're eventually going to get a yes. Let me ask you a question. Did the no hurt you? Did it kill you? Does a person now hate you because you asked them to support you and buy a box of coffee? No, they didn't. They don't hate you, right? It didn't affect them, right? It's not a big deal. And so she started calling more people. Guys, within 30 minutes, this young lady ended up winning the contest. She sold more coffee than anybody that was in that room. She now raised enough money so that she can enroll into the business. Guys, calling parties are effective. But now when you make a decision to come to the calling party, guys, I want you to make a decision that, you know what? I'm in the right environment. It's the best place to let go of your fears and call people. I'm telling you, even with myself, I can see how I get excited. I get more confident about what I'm doing when I have these calling parties. And so I want to encourage you guys, we're going to do more calling parties ourselves here. I said we're going to set a goal to have at least 2 a month here in Atlanta, Georgia, whether I do it with the whole company or, you know, with the whole market. We're going to look to find a location where we can have a public calling party. And we're going to do 2 different things at the calling parties. We're going to sell coffee, and we're going to get people on the opportunity calls. Okay. And guys, I don't make them long. I do 30 minutes, a 30-minute, just go all out. Now, what you got to do when you do the calling party for that 30 minutes, there's no breaks. There's no talk, you know, stop talk. Let me stop and talk for 5 minutes. You just wasted 5 minutes. And my goal is for every person I call, I don't want to be on the phone longer than 2 minutes. You know, longer than 2 minutes with that person. And if I got 30 minutes divided by 2, that's 15 people I can call if I'm really, really serious. Guys, you got to set that goal. And the reason why we do 30-minute increments, because anybody can just get busy for 30 minutes and make calls. Imagine how powerful you would be if you do a calling party and for 15 people, you literally just all the way out. You were so laser focused. You didn't let anything keep you. You didn't care if they said yes or no. Your goal was to get to 15 people in those 30 minutes. Guys, when you set goals like that, stop worrying about the results and focus on the activity. Set goals towards the activity and don't worry about what people do or say. If they get it or if they don't, I don't care. Set a goal, you're going to get to 15 people, right? So that's what I want you guys to start doing. Coffee tasting parties. Another great way to sell coffee. Guys, we've been implementing here in Atlanta the coffee parties, and they have been so effective. Let me tell you, coffee parties are great ways to invite other people with other businesses, you know, other business owners. You can invite them out, and that's what I did. I'll give you an example. I did an event, okay? I went to a networking event, and I introduced the fact that I was having a coffee party. It was a networking event for women. So I said, I'm doing a divas and coffee tasting and networking party at my home tomorrow night. And, you know, it's open to all business owners. Great way to network. And also we're going to have some, you know, a little coffee tasting, a lot of fun, play games, and you get to walk away with some prizes. It's fun. It's, you know, and it's fun and it's free. It's fun and it's free. So I had some young ladies come out to the party, okay, to the coffee party, and we played our games. We followed based on, you know, right on the back office. I don't know if you guys know, but right on the back office, I don't know if I have it pulled up still. Let's see. Yeah, right on the back office, they actually have a layout of how to do a barista party right here, the Barista Bash, right here, okay? It shows you how to do it from beginning to end. In case you haven't seen it, let me show you. The full, the sign-in sheet is here, the how to, you know, the timing, the games, the questions, everything is available for you. Here's what's a Barista Bash. It talks about how to invite to the Barista Bash. Guys, so the young lady came, the day before she came to the bash, came to the Barista Bash, and loved it so much. And then we do something, we call it the referral game. It's called the referral game. She referred me people, and guys, you know, they told me that, well, those people, they're going to buy coffee, but they're going to buy it for me. Now, I'm going to be honest, y'all. When she said that, I knew that she was interested in the business, but I'm not going to send out, so I don't know if you want to train them. I'm not going to send out coffee to people that, you know, they're going to buy from you. You need to send them the coffee. But you send them the coffee. But no, I'm just messing. But no, I'm serious, but I'm just messing. But anyways, but that let me know that she had an interest. I didn't force her. Right? I didn't tell her, hey, you need to join the business. She identified herself as a business owner. And that's what I love so much about Organic Gold is people will, they'll see it for themselves. So she told me that. So guess what I did? The next day, I put her on a conference call. Okay. But the Barista Bash is such a great non-aggressive way to really get people. And then guess what? Invited her to a meeting, or you can invite her to the coffee jazz mixer. Right now, the Barista Bash is not a replacement for your 4 coffee jazz mixers. Okay, your 4 coffee jazz mixers that you want to schedule, you still have to do your mixers, guys. Let's not do our coffee jazz mixers, but the Barista Bash is a great way to bam people to a coffee jazz mixer, because on the Barista Bash, when you do them, you can give them a questionnaire where you ask them, are you open? Or are you interested in learning more about how to become a business partner? And so I'm going to then put them on a conference call, then do a 3-way call, get them out to a meeting. I'm going to follow that system of getting them there. The Barista Bash can just count as you sampled them the coffee on that day. Okay. Now, let's see, get back to where we're at over here. Okay. So coffee tastings, vendor events. Guys, one place that I love to sample at, and I got to do it again, and I like sampling at LA Fitnesses. There's different places where you don't even have to pay a fee, and you're able to leverage their network of people and sample the coffee. Now, the key to this, guys, if you're going to sample at certain places that you know have repeat type customers, like a gym, the key to this is, and this is like with networking events, the key is not just doing it one time. Okay. You got to be consistent with it. You got to be consistent with doing certain events where they have repeat type of deals or networking events. You got to stay consistent, because people will begin, when people trust you, they want to buy from you. When people remember you, they want to buy from you. And so just like with, it takes 3 to 5 exposures with the business, with most customers, it takes multiple exposures for most customers before they become customers. And so, you know, if you're doing certain things, you want to make sure, even vending events, okay? Let's say, for example, I'll do a vending event and I'll say, you know, fill out this information to win something, right? Well, everybody that fills out the information, when I call them, congratulations, John, you just won, you know, a 2-day supply of coffee. Let me get your address so I can mail you out some more coffee. I want to get them exposed again. They already had a cup, but I want to get them hooked on the coffee. So when I'm doing a vendor event, my goal from that vendor event is really to be able to give them some more samples after the fact. Okay. So, you know, that's what you want to prepare for. Now, you may still even call them and follow the instruction. Hey, how did you like the taste? How did it make you feel? Well, you can get a retail, wholesale, and free. Which would you prefer? Right? And if they say free, or if they say wholesale, if they say retail, even if they buy a box, I'm still going to sample them. They might go to my website, purchase the coffee. I'm still going to sample them, okay, some more coffee. And then, of course, sampling coffee is another way to increase your sales. But, guys, the fortune is always in the follow-up. Learn to become good. This is one of my things I've got to get good at. I think it's probably the top number one thing that most leaders in the industry of networking you have to get better at, right, is the fortune is in the follow-up, guys. But you could be good at following up, and you'll have an incredible amount of sales. I'm telling you, okay? But anyways, before we close out, Cancun, guys, I'm so excited about the announcement of Cancun, guys, with our Crown Diamond, David Immonetier. This is not a company-wide promotion as well. I want you guys to understand this is not, the company's not paying him to do this. He's paying it out of his pocket. Guys, we have some incredible leadership here in Organic Gold. And I know a lot of leaders want to know, well, if they're not under the lineage of David Immonetier, how can they participate? This is a team-only promotion. And so, I'm sure there'll be other leaders doing other different promotions and things like that, but this is definitely a team-only promotion. And so, I'm, extremely grateful for that. And I'm excited for the day that I can do a promotion as big as that, right? Because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot because there's a lot of people I know that are going to qualify for that, getting that done. No excuses. Guys, I want to tell you this too. While you learn this information, you got to be able to then decide if you're going to apply it, but not only applying it, but then decide, guys, what is going to keep you focused internally. And if I can recommend something to read, as y'all know, I have a book club, and one of the books that we're reading right now is What to Say to Yourself When You Talk to Yourself. And I think, guys, and it's by Shad Helmstetter. Okay, What to Say to Yourself When You Talk to Yourself. You need to read that book. Okay, I think everybody should read this book, because it is very powerful with understanding why why somebody stays motivated, how to stay internally motivated. Because if you find yourself being only externally motivated, that means you're only motivated by promotions. You're only motivated by a call. You're only motivated, or I needed to hear this call, or I needed to be at this event. It is great to get motivated by that, but the true leader that's going to go to the next level has to stay internally motivated through the challenges, through the ups and the downs, through the goods and the bads, and you have to figure out how to do that. He talks about that in the book, okay? He talks about that in a book. You can actually go back and look at some of our reviews we've done, but it is powerful. It is powerful. It's powerful. So let me see real quick if anybody emailed me at OG Pays. Let's see if anybody had any questions. Let's see here. I don't see any emails, and I don't see any questions in the thing. So it looks like we don't have any, which is fine. But let me show you this. I want to show y'all this. I do have something I want to show y'all. All right, here. 1 second. If you do have a question, you're welcome to email me at ogpays@gmail.com. Okay? ogpays@gmail.com. We have a new flyer that just came out for the event, and I wanted to show it to you guys. I'm going to send it to everybody that's on the team email. Again, remember, guys, this is a team-only promotion. You have to be under the leadership of David Immonetier. Also, because I do understand that some people have joined our email blast that are not a part of our particular group, and I also want you guys to know that I'mInTheHunt.com is a team-only website as well, or team-only email blast. And so you don't want to share that with other people in other organizations. Now, if your accountability partner is in another organization, that is fine, okay? But again, there's certain things as a team that we use to promote in regards to that. So, okay, yeah, let me share the screen so you got, ooh, this flyer is, oh goodness, y'all, this is just going to be so amazing. I am so excited for this trip to Cancun, guys, and I'm just so excited for those individuals who are going to stay internally motivated. Stay internally motivated through the challenges, because guess what? They're gonna come. Nobody's exempt. I'm going to have them too, so nobody's exempt from the challenges. I'm trying to share the screen, but it's acting silly. Doesn't want y'all to see this flyer that is off the hook. But anyways, okay, so if we can't do it, I will send it to everybody regardless. That's on the WhatsApp groups as well as on the email blast. I didn't get any questions. I was trying to see if anybody was going to ask a question. So hopefully you guys got some great nuggets. This training is also going to stay on the website on I'mInTheHunt.com/training. So if you want to send anybody to the training, you're definitely welcome to do so. And we'll also have this flyer that's going to go out. This is amazing. Guys, let's get it done. Let's get it done by any means necessary. You know, use that tracking document to track your progress, to track your activity, and allow that to be the way that you're going to use to be able to have your coach help you to get to that next level, guys. We have to make a decision. It's up to us. It's not up to the group that we have or the group that we had, the people that's in our group that quit. That is not our challenge, okay? When you go 12 wide, what I want you to know, guys, is that when you go 12 wide, also, you don't have to text me and ask me for the flyer. So I want y'all to know that. It's going to be emailed to everybody that's on the email blast, okay? So you don't have to text me. Somebody just text me and ask me to send them the flyer. So you don't have to do that. You join the team email blast, and you will get it. Okay, so anyways, what I was saying is I completely lost track of what I was talking about. Staying internally motivated. When you go 12 wide, what's going to happen out of those 12? Only really 2 to 3 are going to book a mixer, are going to book their 4 mixers out. 2 to 3, really 3 to 4, okay, is the goal. But you're really only going to find 2 to 3. And really out of that is going to be one superstar, one star that's going to go Sapphire the next month that we're going to show how to do what we've done. Your goal is every month being able to find someone that's going to do the calendar as you do with your 4 mixers per week. You might be having a couple barista parties as well per week. But guys, you want to be able to identify people who can duplicate what you're doing. Only way they can duplicate what you're doing, well, they'll always duplicate what you're doing, right? Your team will only do what you do and not what you say, which I know. And I'm telling you guys, I know this, right? I can't coach somebody to do something if I'm not going to do it myself, right? So you got to remember that every month, if you're going to be going Sapphire and you're going to be breaking Sapphires, of course, it's 4 mixes per week to go Sapphire. So you want to identify another person next month that's going to do the same thing. That's also how you requalify Sapphire. Okay, I want y'all to know the way you requalify Sapphire is not by teaching the whole group how to do what you do. It's you going out there and duplicating it again. Okay, and so we'll go into depths more of that, of what you want to be identifying, how to requalify, what you need to be looking for. Guys, also, this is Saturday. This is Saturday. So between now and Monday, we need to be identifying one person that we're going to be launching this upcoming week. Every one of us, somebody new in our group. I don't care what it is. I want you to get into the mode of identifying people to launch every single week. So if we've got someone new, you want to make sure that you got them on the launch call, training call, and that you've connected them with a diamond leader. Okay, if you got someone who has the potential to launch, they're influential, they're coachable and trainable, they're going to get people on the call lined up. You know, I want to shout out Miss Donna Allen over in West Palm. Guys, packed out the call yesterday. All I heard was West Palm, West Palm, West Palm. She's showing, she has a coachability index. She's fired up. And guess what? I'm so glad that Mrs. Jabbar, right, who was connected through by Mr. Dennis, reached up. That's how you do it. That's how you break Sapphires, by making sure you're connecting them upline within your group, your leadership, your diamonds, so that they can be able to help. Now, it's not everybody. I made sure that she fit a certain criteria, and Mrs. Jabbar knows I made sure that she fit a certain criteria before she put her on the three-way, because not everyone, you know, we need to do that with. But if you do identify people that need to launch, you definitely want to connect them upstream, guys. Don't try to hover over your group. And I know leaders that'll do that, and they'll end up staying exactly where they hit every single month. I got a leader right now, and I wish I could, man, they would be Sapphire. They would probably be Ruby consultants right now if they understood that in this industry, it's not a me thing, it's a team thing. We gotta be able to get it to the next level. And you can't get focused on why somebody won't do that. Again, remember, that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is just to do what you know you got to do and identify the people who are willing and ready to work. So with that said, guys, that is today's training. I'm just going to see one more time, make sure nobody email me a question in regards to today's training, okay? Not about the flyer. All right, so good. Guys, have an amazing day. Let's get this weekend started off strong. Get those samples out there. Get those exposures. No excuses. None. We got to get it done. Good day. God bless. Love you all. Bye-bye.